Hello everyone and welcome back to Penkin Plays Hoi4 with the Kaiserreich mod. We are back in the German Empire and we are back. It's been a while since I've recorded. I recorded everything else pretty much in advance and now this is the first time coming back after maybe a week or so. So now I need to get readjusted to everything that was happening. I remember last episode finally finished off the Batavian Commune's last pocket in Middleburg, and so now we have all these troops that are left over. I need to decide where to send them. I decided to send them mostly over here because I'm planning an offensive, if we want to look at supply, an offensive to go up through to Kursk, through to Orel, and then up through to Tula and into Moscow, just up this southern route. There's plenty of supply that we can get along the way. We can just branch off in a few locations and get on there and get up to Moscow, which will also cut off a lot of supply to other regions that the Russians are fighting us with. And part of the reason why I want to do an offensive here is because the Russian troops are more spread out. I know they don't have as many reserves, and I can actually get air superiority, so I can actually use my paratroopers, who really have only been used for shock infantry, which they aren't really even that good at because they're so small individually. And one thing I was thinking about doing with that is coming in here and making it so that they only reinforce now with infantry equipment 2. I think we are making enough or have enough infantry equipment from other sources that we can reinforce with that. That'll not go into effect immediately. That's how the divisions reinforce. So as the division continues on, they'll start getting better and better supplies or potentially have no supplies at all. But this force, I'm going to move them closer to the front, have them in Kiev, maybe over here, and they'll be shipped out eventually, and these should be sent over to the Eastern Front, maybe in this force. I also have these troops coming over. They'll take a while to get there, but they will take over from the beleaguered Middle African troops. The Middle African troops can then be switched over to Italy, where the Middle African troops are having offensive through the southern Italy, Naples. And we'll just continue on from there. Yep, just let it go. Got some issues around here with potential attacks along our lines. And I think for the most part the Western Front will hold. Got some issues here. You do not go into that position. You do. One of you can come over. But for the most part, this seems like a position I need to hold, but one I could probably very easily take back if they did hold, because it would be surrounded. In here. Yeah, you guys hold so you can get a move on. I think they got stuck there for a second. The Qing want to send me 37mm Hengyang something something Type 1 flat trajectory gun, which I think is an anti-tank gun, if it's flat trajectory. Either that, or it's an artillery piece. Hard to tell. Got unread naval battles, but it's just mopping up the rest of the British Navy. Their navy has been utterly destroyed. I'm going to have to start thinking about how I can actually invade them. Just looking at it, they have so many troops on all of their ports. So it's unlikely that we'll be able to take them out easily. And here, you take over that position. You come on around, you take over that position. Just cycle the troops in from these side positions. And here, looks like they have finally left us alone. And they don't have a lot of organization or even a lot of troops here. We're stationed at Amiens. What if we attack this way toward... We could get over to Rouen, but I don't really see that working too well. It's supposed to be all of your forces. Try to just an attack that way. I think that'll be good for us. In here, my ships have finally arrived. We'll do some convoy raiding by themselves. Hopefully they won't die. I don't know, they're unescorted. I'll just leave them to that. These pilots. We got air superiority over all areas that matter. In here. Oh, good. A Panzer Abwehrkanone Model 40, the Pack 40. Lovely. Up here, we're doing great. You go ahead and take that port so we can have some supply in this region. So we got the new cannon. That was the Pack 40. Alright, alright. This is my tank force. Now, one thing I know that we're going to need, and we don't have yet, is amphibious drive. But that would take way too much. Already good on everything else here. So in terms of tank needs, I'm thinking just anti-air upgrade. Get along there. And considering my tank needs, we did just get the Pack 40, which unfortunately doesn't give like the medium cannon, which is here, the improved medium cannon, and it doesn't give the high velocity, improved high velocity cannon. It gives the improved heavy cannon. But let's see if we can make that work. Because one thing I have is we haven't really done much with our Stützenpanzer, which, yeah, someone said that I really need to get a better name for this. Someone suggested the Stug, but the Stug, I already have the Stug. I have the Stug and it's right here. It's currently still as a close support gun, because that is what the name implies. Stug is Sturmgewehr 3. No, yes. No, Sturmgewehr is storm rifles. Sturmgeschütz is what the Stug is. That should be a capital G. It's an assault gun. So Stug would not be the correct name for this, but I could take the Stu from the beginning and make it the Sturmpanzer. Make it a Stup. Something silly. But should really use the improved chassis and see what does that heavy cannon do. 25, but better heart attack. Now, the close support gun already does 25 soft attack. So that would actually be a pretty good use of this cannon. It came with the Pack 40, so it's roughly Pack 40, 75mm. Yeah, sure. We'll put that on there. We'll make sure that you have 3-man turret. You know, at this point in the war, they'd definitely be starting to use the interleaved road wheels, despite the fact that they are not very good. They're actually quite bad design. That makes it really hard to service your wheels. You would also have welded armor, gasoline engine, yeah. Well, what was I having over here? You had 6 and 3. I'd want improvements on that. So let's say 6 for now, but I want at least double the armor to 6. Maybe even more because tanks are getting bigger. So this is supposed to be a heavy tank. It's supposed to be slow. Goes alongside the infantry. Makes sense to have even heavier armor at the cost of an engine. Doesn't have to go fast. It's an infantry tank. Put that in there. Put in that heavy armament. Nice. This needs to have a good radio. Needs to have the welded. Needs to have interleaved road wheels, because the Germans, late war German design philosophy, it has interleaved road wheels. They invented the concept and they stuck with it, even though it's not a very good concept. And it was quickly abandoned by all militaries after the war. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it was. Now, as for secondary modules, so it's a 5 max speed, which is perfectly fine. We got 25 soft attack, which is exactly what the other tank does. But the hard attack is way up, which is good because this is basically the anti-tank capability for the infantry divisions with tank support. Piercing is way up, so we'll be able to pierce enemy tank divisions as we attack. Hardness is the same. Armor is way up because actually literally doubled. It went from, what was it, like 30 millimeters before, now it's 80 millimeters. That's pretty good. Doubled the engine, no, the same engine capacity, which is fine. It can use the same engine. Defense up. That's nice. What about some special modules? I think we'll abandon the idea of the multiple turrets, because, you know, this design has several turrets on it, but we'll just ignore that. I think the multiple turret idea can probably go away. Unless, how much would that give us? It would give us breakthrough, soft attack 3, hard attack, and reliability. Well then, heavy machine gun turret. It comes mostly at a cost to our reliability, and our reliability is already terrible. I could throw on the wet ammunition storage to help out with that. That improves reliability somewhat. I think that's at least worth it. Throw some of that on. Germans, they also really like to use smoke launchers. That just improves defense and breakthrough by a very small amount, but because of the way that this division is going to be working, I think that's very not necessary. Runs alongside infantry. So we got the S2U, P, Kampfwagen 5. Let's just shorten that up to Stoop. I forget what the Stutzungspanzer Stoop. Stutzenpanzer. Yeah, I guess this would be the Stutzenpanzer 5. If you call this the Panzer 5. But is it the Panzer 5? Because this is a completely different variety. The Stutzenpanzers and the other Panzers are in completely different realms of what they're supposed to be. Stoop. I could call it Stoop 2. Yeah, I think that would be fine. And this will be the Auf A version. In here, we can give it a design. We don't want to give it like the Tiger design. We can do it later. We don't want to give it this design. A lot of these designs look quite silly, like this guy. I think one of the larger designs with maybe one of the big guns we just did put on, the main armament being the improved heavy cannon. So a big gun like that would make sense. Something like this, or like this. Yeah, let's even go with one of the colored variants. That sounds fun. Something like that. The Stoop Panzer. Is maybe the Panzer? Panzer? Say the Stoop Panzer. Panzer. And we're going to heavy tank 1. Now the actual design of it doesn't really matter, but I'm only given the design for the Nubelfuzzerung, whatever it's called, and the Tiger 2. For some reason the Tiger 1 model isn't in here, and neither is a generic. So I guess we'll keep this design, and it's just too much. Can I remove stuff to make it something I can do right now? Could I remove some... It's at 5 at the moment. Some armor? Need 32. What if I even reduce the engine? Well, it's you. Production cost 1. Production cost 1. Man. I wish I could save the design but not use it. If I auto-design, I don't know what would happen. I could remove the turret, and that would give me enough time. But I want to remove the turret. I don't mean the radio. Oh, the improved radio costs 5. This basic radio costs 1. Okay, so I can have a basic radio instead of a improved radio, and I'd be able to do it. Not the best. Not the best choice, but yeah, I think this will do. Stuttpanzer 2 auf A. I'm going to put that into production now. And it'll replace... It's only slightly more expensive than the Stuttpanzer auf B. I guess that's the Stuttpanzer 1 now. So I'll turn that off. And say, the factories that were producing that, switch over to producing this. It'll be a transitionary period, but it'll have to do. Just keep on going. And oh yeah, that's right. We can switch out the towed anti-tank for this. Should be alright. Might need some more, but it'll be fine, I swear. It'll be fine. We've got to get somewhere in this episode. Over here, got more fights and fights and fights. When these troops arrive and actually get into position, I think we'll pull out the other troops. These troops over here support the Conrad zone. Nice. What else should I do? Nuclear tech. That's right, I'm not doing nukes yet. And I'm not even sure which one of my researches I would actually use for that. We could also reform Europa. That's still a thing we can do. Maybe I'll save for that for after the war. We can do artillery research, you know. It's only 35 days. Saves me probably just as many days. You're in, and now we have supply here. Japan's declared war on the Ma clique. Huh. So that's war still going on. And over here, oh no. They're having fun. At the moment, I want to think about this. These divisions here, I'm separating them. These are my infantry tank divisions. I'm separating them because I gave them flame tanks. And it's going to be a while until I actually get enough flame tanks to reinforce with them. I'm not sure if any of them have reinforced with any flame tanks yet. But that's fine. I'm definitely building flame tanks, right? It's in here somewhere. Yeah, flame tanks. I'm making 3 a week, which is very slow, but it's relatively recent change. Bologna wants to send me some help. Good for them. Good for them. Who's the little boy? In here. Japan has now attacked the Hunan clique. You, QFs, and you want to give me... You want to send me pack 36s. I'll take them, but I did just replace the importance of the pack 36. And here, you guys are actually not attacking anymore. That's good. You're attacking. You're trying your best, and I appreciate it, but I just don't think we're breaking through anywhere. Like, in here, this is a very awkward position for us to hold. In here, we got pushed out of that spot in Vitebsk. Union of Britain has been deciphered. Ooh, nice. No ciphers, so we got Commune of France, we got you ciphered. We can get this ciphered, and we're actually already doing machine-assisted encryption. Which I think just... Oh, hey, look at that! They have medium tanks out here. Medium tanks. Well, we're doing our best to attack, and in terms of Naples, it's 56 days until we can actually make contact. I feel like they're right there, and we could probably make contact with them a little quicker than that, but it is as it is. You guys could really use a better picture to go along with you. This entire war, I just don't know who you were. Shark Division? Maybe. Infantry helmet with a skull on it? That seems about right. That seems about right. Down here, the troops from the Belgian front have finally arrived in the Ukraine. That's right, I'm saying the. Deal with it. You gotta deal with me. Saying the word the in front of Ukraine. How much longer until my tank divisions are ready? They're going to be coming out in May, next month. And you're going to be coming out in June, 2 months. Metz is under attack. Okay, send in some support. Talking for so long. Morocco. Of course. Send the military mission. Yeah, of course. You are in my faction. You are an important part in invading Sicily. I will obviously give you this position. Oh, no. Oh, we have to take over Naples. Or not take over Naples. I don't know which one's the better decision. Because on one hand, if we don't take over Naples, the Portuguese will. And I don't want the Portuguese to take over Naples. But at the same time, they're already attacking and they'll arrive at the next location in 2 days. But that's where I sent my mission. Crap. All those resources for nothing. You're going to be deciphered in 15 days. Rome has already fallen anyway. And here, don't have enough manpower, but really not enough equipment. And here, what's the problem? Free dockyards. Oh, I see. So in here, that ship that I had stationed, wherever it was, I think it was either the Scharnhorst or the Gneisenau. One of them, I think they're both right here. It's either the Scharnhorst Gneisenau was being refit. So now I need to do something with my... Okay, what can I do with that? I could make an improved aircraft carrier, because that's been a repeated problem, is aircraft carriers. Aren't I researching something? I'm researching a new advanced hull, but I could get a new carrier relatively soon. So would I want to put investments into an aircraft carrier that might not be useful? Probably not, so I think I'll put some more into the... I have 2 Akin classes. One of them kitted out to be a battle, and one kitted out to be a scout ship. Well, let's spend some resources making that. Make one of those. Just, you know, do what you gotta do. And there. Make sure that our positions are holding here. We want to push forward into this position. It's not looking like it's letting us. We'll just push forward with our forces there. Every time they move forward, we move forward. Everything just falls apart. But that's what we want to do, is move towards Rome. I guess we could attack Paris again. The question being, why? They're going to attack us all over again. There's 8 divisions in Mulhouse now. My force that is specifically there to take over Mulhouse might have to wait. As for us, let's just get... Okay, Rouen has been taken. But there's no point in trying to go for Le Havre. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divisions in Le Havre. It's mostly just we want to get back into this nice little wedge shape to better allow ourselves some more options. Options are nice. Paris is there. They've really let go of their lines. There's not a lot on their lines, come to think of it. I could probably make a push with my army. But, oh no, they pulled all their troops to block me here. Now, that's your force here. I could bring out my siege forces. Here's my cannon, which is more than capable of delivering fire there. That's good. Delivering. I could focus you now. Back on Paris? Yeah, I could just focus you back to positions around Paris. With the basic battle plan of take Paris. I could bring over my siege forces. They're slowly being given flame tanks, and also slowly getting some my new Stuttpanzers. Nice. And here we got free military factories. What should I use them on? Need more flame tanks, but that's really a side goal. I need more anti-tanks because I'm putting those into a lot of my divisions. Could use more cheap guns. In here, the Norwegian front is pretty much closing. You go ahead and take over Stavanger. Everyone else just keep pushing. It's Stavanger, it's Trondheim, and it's Narvik. The coalition up here, it's not really just Swedes, should be able to push on through there if necessary. Over here, they're doing their dangdest. Over here, my forces have finally completely gotten into position there, so I think I'll make these divisions join someone else. And then these forces here, all of which being Middle African troops, they can go ahead and get on the position here. We absolutely cannot allow the Portuguese to take over all the positions here. The fact that they have taken over... Yeah, just go ahead and attack that way. We have to be the ones to take over that position. I hate the Portuguese. Stupid, sexy Portuguese. And oh, hey, we can actually still do that because Naples is in Portuguese hands and not ours. So that still is worth it. You can come around this way. You could probably come around this way. No, you stay put. For now, you stay put. Keep going. We can get doctrines for Air Force. Oh, don't you love seeing all green across the board? It's a beautiful thing. Unfortunately, not the same for our air position. We have a bunch of planes here. Nothing we can really do with them because 200 is not 600. That's right, I know how to do math. In here, I could send my... Do I have enough planes to make some more? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do. Let's make another force to get going. I always like getting my troops up to at least train before I send them places. Speaking of which, this one's trained, so we can go out air superiority missions. Here, you guys are training up. I'd want the best for you. Now in here, your forces are there. Albert Kesselring has them. You can shorten your line. Yeah, come on. No, come on. I want you to shorten your line. There. My grandma's calling. What? What? Okay, the other one. Okay, the other one. There we go. So now your line goes up to Gomel. And I guess this line here can go over at least to Poltava. Yeah, it can go over at least to Poltava. And yeah, that'll do. Then your forces, this army needs to get their goals in order. But you, wait, which one are you? Basic battle plan of kick them out and get up over to Orel. It's Kursk is really the goal. The idea would be we land paratroopers, take Kursk, and then have an armored spearhead which comes out. The panzer troops are still... They're still getting ready. And here, your troops, siege artillery, go ahead and attack. Do your best. Do your dangdest. Go ahead and attack. Yeah, it's looking promising. It's looking promising. I'll give it that. It's looking promising. In here, how's your army? We can absolutely take right there. That's just common sense. We can absolutely take right there. And now we hold this position right around Paris, which is good because now we can launch an assault on Paris if necessary. Want my... maybe you guys would be good in the attack on Mulhouse. It's not really a defensive Mulhouse anymore, is it? You can come over. I should probably also move some troops to defend there in case we don't take Mulhouse. You, for the love of God, get in there. Attack from this side now. And join in the attack there. Now, let's try it. Let's try an attack on to Paris. With supporting bicycles, supporting Flemish troops, supporting Wallonian troops. A nice attack on Paris. Tank division's not the best to attack along the line. Looking good, looking grand. Back over to this force. Not moving with these troops. Reval is not being taken, sadly enough. But the attack persists, to the point where I'm saying maybe just hold off on further engagements, just hold your positions. Everywhere else we're holding. I'm just getting ready for a summer offensive. Oh no. What is happening here? Get involved. Do not let them take Metz. Do not let them take Metz. Mulhouse not falling. It's okay. You don't have to. I want you to go over there temporarily, just to make sure we hold there. Paris is still holding. It's definitely going to be the fact that we don't have any air superiority over northern France. That's going to be an issue for us going forward. Yemen requests an old ship. Attempted to buy a navy for months now. Yemen, hey, you're against the Ottomans. No, thank you. We'll accept the purchase. Nah, we'll keep it. Just nah. Nah, fam. Now here, we're just going to do a gamer move and hold the defensive line. I have no real desire. Huh? Where are you guys anyway? Okay, you're on the way. That's my Mediterranean theater under Wilhelm von Pressen, of course. I have no real desire to help out the Portuguese. I just want to defend what is mine. Or what land I've taken myself. In here, I mean, the battle goes on. It's a problem of supply. Supply is coming from Amiens. If we could have taken... I think if we can take Paris, that'd be great for us. It's not looking good. Order restored in Buganda. No longer an occupied puppet. Then what are you? You just a guy? Just a boy? I actually want Portugal to lose down there, so I'm not going to assist him in any way. Along the rest of the line, things are good. And in Sweden area, or Norway, oh my lord! Oh, that's looking fly. That's looking great. Let's just wrap that up. I believe Norway is severely Yeah, it's near the end, but it's really just taking Trondheim. Because that's taken. It's taking Trondheim and taking Narvik. They can probably hold out in Narvik for a very long time. So it's not really my concern. It's been 35 days since that point. And now, what else can I do? How about modernize our cruisers? Fortify the North Sea coast. I'm saying modernize our cruisers because it is 1940. We do have a lot that we need to modernize. And oh, that's just overkill against Francois Darlan. Because we are worried about a possible Japanese attack while we're over here. With that, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next episode. Bye-bye.